Hey guys, it's Ashley with Love's Intuition Tarot. Before we start the tarot reading, I just wanted to share this with you guys. That right there is the full moon that we're about to talk about, and I am so blessed to have such amazing views where I live. So I just wanted to share it with you. I want you to take as much of its energy in through this video before we even start, because that's what I'm doing. I made a really dumb mistake. I live in Pennsylvania and it's freezing cold, and I came out here without a jacket onto the roof. So yeah, see you at the reading. Okay, now that I've had a chance to warm up, welcome to the last full moon of 2020. This is the daily reading, for December 29th, 2020. Welcome. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for coming. Please hit follow. Please hit like on this video, and please comment and let me know if any of this stuff resonates with you, because it really helps me grow my channel. In the daily readings, we just kind of let God talk. So I talk to him my cards. He explains a lot of the whys that these things are happening from fate's perspective, from the spiritual side, from the other side, from over there. He's teaching us the secrets through these cards, and I'm here to translate them. And with the full moons, with that kind of energy, it really brings out especially the stuff that I can do, and makes me, and God, I have a window with the moon, I can see it, it's where we just were looking, but that's why I keep pointing. That sort of energy becomes so strong, it transfers through the moon. Full moons are like when things climax, new moons are when new things start. Yeah, so you see a lot of fated occurrences during full moons too. Again, it's because the metaphysical God and all of his workers, the angels, the ancestors, the spirit guides, the universe, really, all of it, all the beings on the other side that work for God with all of us, are heavily able to utilize their energy within us and for us, to make this stuff happen in the 3D world. So that's why you see a lot of great things and you get a lot of downloads, kind of stuff during full moons. Okay, so let's let God talk and tell us, what this full moon is bringing, and yeah, just whatever. With the daily readings, sometimes it's situational, like he'll kind of bounce back and forth about different types of scenarios, and you just need to listen and find the scenario that fits your life. It's not necessarily meant to resonate the whole way through, because part of it I might be talking to you, and then another part of it might be for you later on, but something in the middle might be for, someone else. Okay. Definitely overall though, the whole moon that's gonna, like what the full moon is bringing, is a focus of moving on into something different in your life. Moving on into what, God? Into your purpose and into what you need to be doing. Tell me more. If you're one of the people who are wanting an offer from the past, meaning are like in separation and wanting someone back that you are not with right now but were, this first message is going to be for you. Your contentment and love is still definitely coming. Your justice that we talk about with your person, especially if you're the feminine. This is talking about your justice with your masculine. This month you'll kind of know in your thoughts. Okay, so it's like you're guarded in your thoughts. If you're the feminine here especially, about whether or not you'll see growth. Okay, whether or not, it's almost like, because like I said, this first scenario is for people who are separated. There's a sense of guardedness about whether or not, now that someone has walked away, are they growing and ending their karmic cycles? You're guarded about that, because again, you want this 10 of Pentacles life. What you're doing is being sad, but that's manifesting being given your balance and justice for your enlightenment. So basically God's saying, even if you're sad right now, and through this month coming up, it's helping you learn. When you are sad, you are thinking about why you don't want that anymore. I don't know how else to say it. The sadness is teaching you. Don't look at the sadness as anything other than that. All of those defeating thoughts create tower moments. They're creating, it's literally manifesting. It's manifesting tower moments. I don't know how else to say it. The ones that are supposed to happen. I wish I could explain it more, but I'm not God. So you see what I'm saying? I can only explain it as much as he's able to explain it to me, you know, as we're talking about it right now. Okay, tell me more, please, God. Yeah, your fated alone time is, okay, it's I understand what he's trying to say. Basically, he's trying to say, like, it's almost like if you're in this fated alone time, right? What that's doing is creating this happiness in your heart. It's divinely being done all throughout the world for the people who are left out in the collective from their masculine. See, because wow, this is definitely for like feminines. So for like feminine twins, feminine type thing, that was your first message. So welcome, that was you. Understand if that was your message. You are in a fated partnership. You're just in alone time. Don't let yourself lose the faith in that or think that you were, like you sort of think, don't let the defeating thoughts win. You are in a fated partnership and it is just in alone time. It's just in separation. Yeah. Okay, new messages, please, God. Ooh. New sense of focus now. What are we focusing now on, God? Equal and balanced love. I guess, so I made a TikTok today too about the full moon, and it said too that all about this month was going to be about the message of love and losing those defeating thoughts. So far this is kind of reiterating that, because it's God's saying that this month is going to be focused on what are my standards and what are these other people's standards, and are they trying to meet me there? Are they not? You see what I'm saying? And I think the first message came out for the separated feminines, because when you're separated, it's hard to know if someone is learning the lessons that would meet you at your new level of standards. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, because you can't see them. There's like no contact and stuff like that. So God's trying to reiterate that they are too in their own, God has them doing that in their own personal life. Even though you don't see it, they're learning how to raise their standards too. And by the time they're done, they will see you as equally at the standards that they now look for. Does that make sense? Okay, tell me more, God, please. Tell me more for what this full moon is bringing this month. Yeah, there's definitely going to be victory and contentment and love and the message of love where there's been defeating thoughts in your version of what you pray for your life. Wow, okay. I'm just gonna say it. So I have a couple words for these cards. They're kind of rude, like the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. My number one first word that comes to mind for that is the bitch or the dick. I don't know how else to say it. I know that's really rude, but like to me, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, they're very logical and they don't use their heart and they communicate that way. They say what's on their mind and that's that, and there's not much heart that plays into it. Do you see what I'm saying? So it ends up coming off that way in real life. So what the message is that God is saying is that, just so you know, guys, God's turning the dicks of the world, the male. It's so weird to say this. Those types of men in the world into emperors, teaching them how to be different with that, teaching them all the rest of the lessons, because learning how to be a king of your thoughts, which can make you this way, means you've learned one lesson, but there's 3 more lessons in the tarot too that make you an emperor. Learning the lessons of the heart. So if you don't have that, you know what I mean? Learning the lessons of purpose and learning the lessons of finance. And God's kind of saying in this message here that the ones who are too heavily, the masculines in the world that are too heavily focused on their immediate thoughts and things like that, he's putting them all through the lessons for the rest of themselves, ending karmic cycles in those different areas that turn them into the fullest good version of themselves, and that brings the justice. What feminine energies are doing right now in the world, or in this month, is enlightening to their purpose, growing in that way towards the dream life. And what God, the message of what God is doing, is helping the entire collective move on into this equal and balanced love. The women know it in their thoughts that there's something stuck. The feminine energies in this world, in this collective, know that something is stuck. This is making them focus on their thoughts probably too much. The judgment on all this, though, is that if you're one of the feminines who think that, who are knowing that something is stuck in regards to getting to equal and balanced love with your person still in right now, what God is doing is manifesting a karmic person into either your life or your person's life, so that growth can happen in the thoughts on whatever side is not equal and balanced yet, without the pain that would come with it for the one that already does have the tools. But the point is that karmic and the growth that would happen in that relationship would give the person or you all the tools to give the right offer out of the heartbreak and out of the alone time. This is the message for if someone has refused you in the past that you're wanting and you've been holding on. Again, there's the offer. There will be an offer from the past tower moment, but there's burdens that come along with becoming marriage potential for your dream loving atmosphere. That's what this is saying. The choice of sadness, the choice of, accepting the sadness, going through the sadness, changes the tides. And the divine truth is that even if you've been walked away from, have faith. For a lot of people, the message of finance is being done right now as part of the rules, because it's helping you guys hold the world in your hands. We talk about this sometimes too. To be able to treat the world as your oyster, to be able to, have enough financial security to do the things, that you pray to be able to do. It's part of the rules that you become kings and queens of your finances, especially if you're in fated partnerships. In time of the moon, secrets are being revealed to you, meaning like moon secrets, the energetic secrets, the downloads, new understandings of how your ships will sail in. But some of this stuff is slower than others, and I think God wants to reiterate that. But that's, if things are feeling slow, it's because what's divinely being done is overcoming obstacles in your life or your person's life. It's because there's just still something that would ruin the dream life. You know what I mean? God's not going to give the dream life or really put everything the way it's supposed to, unless you yourself, if this is just, you know what I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's obstacles being overcome. It's learning. It's so much of it is learning, because there's been so much defeat in the heart space for all of us, for real. This is because mistakes have happened. People have been left out. There's been confusion in love. But in time with the stars, in time with astrology, you should know that God recognizes, you know, all of this. You should know that now, but I'm saying it's a secondary meaning for this card. But in time with astrology, new chapters are going to start for all of us, and they're not going to happen all exactly at the same time. A lot of that depends on zodiac signs and just a lot of it. But these new chapters, they are starting. This is what all of this is happening for. God is teaching us how to essentially kill the old us and rebirth a new us, a better us that can achieve that 10 of Pentacles long-lasting dream. And if you're sitting here watching this and all of this stuff makes sense to you, it's because you're already on that trajectory. You're aligned with that. You know, like, God is doing this in your life, and he's not going to stop. He's not going to give up on you. He's giving this balance. You've already been, you know what I mean, accepted. It's balance for the fighting. What's coming, like, balance for fighting and balance for drama, balance for all the crap that has happened previous in your life. God's very quickly and coming up soon. God is going to be giving you a lot of strength to focus on becoming your full self and really look deeply at your finances, and are you happy with how much you make, and can you do as much as you want? And if you come to say, no, I'm not happy, you see what I'm saying? God is going to start putting in all the messages you need about starting seeds of thought on what you would love to do more or different, or do you see what I'm, or how you can make the money for that, or I don't know, it's going to be different for everyone, but there is definitely a sense of guardedness about whether or not there's going to be happiness, and it's a collective feeling. God's saying, like, I know there's a sense of guardedness about whether or not happiness is going to come. But you should know in your heart, like, if you've finished your love lessons, if you, you should know in your heart that, that God is absolutely working together with you in your thoughts, to achieve and manifest all of this, your unique version of what I'm talking about. It requires patience, though. It requires, it's the Temperance card. It's being poured in by the angels and by God, but it can't happen all at once. Right now, the big focus for receiving the balance and justice for all this enlightening is on ending the karmic cycles in stability in your life overall, especially when you have money, and with toxicity. It's learning the lessons of how to have money and not squander it type thing, how to end karmic cycles like that, and how to end toxicity in karmic partnerships. These are the heavy focuses this month that are going to help bring in the balance and justice. You're going to enlighten to these types of things. You're going to learn a lot about them. You're going to get downloads. You're going to focus on them. And this will bring enlightenment type balance and justice that helps you manifest. So that's what this full moon is bringing. Thank you, moon. Thank you, God. I'm so glad you guys are here. Once again, if any of this resonates, please tell me. Please tell me in the comments. like this video, and hit the bell if you want notifications for when I do my other videos, because I do monthly zodiacs, I do all kinds of stuff. I appreciate you guys being here. I love you. And I will see you guys on another video. Button never works. I've been having worse and worse trouble with it.